Okay, I have some deflating news for you.
Okay, great.
Okay. So I did try playing Project Zomboid.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. I refunded Project Zomboid.
Why?
I didn't like it. I didn't like
So,
Project
qualifying
Zomboid.
questions here.
Yes.
What didn't you like about it?
Okay, so I didn't really like the user interface and like that kind of the framework that they were giving me for the game. Like, for instance, it felt too much like I was opening menus and windows and like supply lists for the different elements when I was getting into them. And I felt like it wasn't streamlined in a way that made sense to me. Like when I wanted to equip stuff where I had to like manually move items from one place to another into my inventory and back. When two screens would come up at the same time, I couldn't differentiate like what was my inventory, what was their inventory.
Yours is on the left.
Okay, see, again, like I figured this stuff out, but it's not really like made clear at the front. And then when I did the prologue at the end, it's like, okay, here's a bunch of zombies.
Hey, you're supposed
You're
to
gonna die. Yeah, well, I kind of got that. But I did sit there and I was kind of like going, I do not understand what the point of this is.
The point of the game or the prologue?
Well, the prologue, I was hoping would explain what the game was to me.
Okay, so the prologue's a tutorial.
Right. I did not feel tutorialized by the prologue.
Taught you how to play the game. There's a lot you have to figure out on your own, though.
Okay, great. I didn't feel motivated to do that.
Clearly.
I guess I felt like the game really needed to make me kind of like give me a little bit more incentive to like, ooh, what can I look forward to and like as the game progresses, and it didn't really do that for me.
So what you're saying is it didn't give you enough of a hook to get you into it, and then didn't give you any kind of like goals.
Right. It kind of felt like, you know, here's some basic things about how you hit a zombie in the back of the head. Now here's a bunch of zombies. And then I did play a little bit of like the main game, and I just was not seeing anything like beyond what the prologue gave to me that was like giving me more to it. The graphics weren't like a huge bummer for me. I've played games that look like this. But I think the thing is that, like a lot of those games, I also had a much more streamlined way to interact with the game in a way that made sense to me. And, trying to equip stuff and, open up an interface with it felt very archaic. I know the game came out a long time ago, but it felt very archaic.
Yeah, they're still updating it too. They're working on update, I think, 42 right now.
Okay.
Which
Maybe
is
one
overhauling a lot of their crafting and stuff too, which is going to be good. I will say, out of the things I don't like, the UI, not the UI, like the context menus aren't the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're workable. They could definitely be better. As for UI elements, though, I have my game modded.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm sure you noticed that if you played a little bit of the base of the normal game, you like got these little moodlets that are like, "Oh, I'm a little hungry." We've talked about this before. I just have a thing that shows me all my stats in a like 0 to 100 level bars, so I can see how hungry I am, which makes it a lot easier and accessible for me to play it because it gives me the information I need. But like, it's not in a way that is intrusive to me.
I think that if I had kept going with it, I probably would have looked into mods. I just felt like there was a point where I was like, do I think it's going to be worth my time to bother modding the game or just play something else? And my decision was, I'm going to go play something else.
Yeah, I get that.
That was kind of my thing, is like, how much time and how many mods and how much am I going to have to work at getting this game to work? And am I motivated enough to do it? And the answer simply was no. I am not motivated enough to do that based on what I've seen.
And that is one of the issues with a lot of games that are pretty open like that, I think, is the lack of a driving motivation from the outset. I've told you about the same way I feel like with Farming Sim. There's no motivation. There's no story hook at the beginning to get me to play it and continue playing it. And I have put a ton of hours in that game. But then at the same time, I'm like, it should have more. It should have something that actually helps me to get my attention.
Honestly, we're gonna talk about a couple of games. I want to talk about a couple subjects about things that did hook me in a couple games, but I guess I wanted to talk about Project Zomboid because you always reference it, and it was one of those things, sort of like how when I'll occasionally talk about a game and you'll try it, and then you'll go, no, and then peace out of that. It's that Project Zomboid was that for me in a similar fashion. It was like, yes, Alex, Crave, they talk about this game a lot. I'll try it, and that's like, no, I had a similar experience with another game that's always considered like a great game, but I think it's so old and the interface is so difficult that I couldn't do it, which was Arx Fatalis.
Next month, you'll have Soul Reaver 1 and 2 to play, and that's by true. God, if you don't like it, I'm going to come over and beat the snot out of you.
I don't think that's going to happen because I really like Legacy of Kain. It's been a while.
It's Crystal Dynamics.
It's Crystal Dynamics. I like Crystal Dynamics.
And you like the old God of Wars, right?
Yeah, I played the old God of Wars, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it's very similar to the old God of Wars.
Okay, yeah. I have not played the new God of Wars. Side note, I got to play the new God of Wars.
Eventually.
One day. Maybe. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to update you on the lack of Project Zomboid.
Oh well.
Oh well.